Hello everyone, this is Martin here, back with another Legacy video. I am back playing Storm. Just join here. And here is an overview of the deck I'm playing. So got my 15 lands. I'm back on the green splash, so I got a Singleton Tropical Island. Got 8 fetch lands, 4 Delta 4 Tarn. They each fetch every land that is fetchable, except that the basic swamp can only be gotten by the deltas. We have, as far as business is concerned, the 4 Infernal Tutors and the Singleton Grim Tutor. And then we have 1 Ad Nauseam, 1 Passing Flames, 1 Empty the Warrens, and 1 Tendrils. I used to play 2 Passing Flames, and have done so for a long time, but have chosen to go down to 1 to make room for the Ad Nauseam in the main deck. Decision I may or may not live to regret. I mean, I hope I'll live on, but I may or may not regret it down the line. Grim Tutor over Dark Petition, mainly because it synergizes better with Empty the Warrens on those early turns where you're unable to get to 5 mana, but instead are able to get to 4 pre-Lion's Eye Diamond. There, you want the Grim Tutor there instead of Dark Petition. I also think that people seem to have a misconception that Grim Tutor is by definition worse with Ad Nauseam than Dark Petition, because even though Grim Tutor only costs 3, it is also 3 life to cast, so it's actually 6 that you lose. But I mean, that doesn't really make sense, because a lot of the time you won't, like, you may already have flipped an Infernal Tutor. At this point you're looking for, say, a Lion's Eye Diamond. Then Grim Tutor is just, like, Grim Tutor and Dark Petition are then both sort of bricks in your deck that you don't want to hit, but if you hit one of them, then Grim Tutor deals less damage. So sideboard-wise, splashing green mainly for the 3 Abrupt Decay, because I want to be able to have an answer to Aethersworn Canonist out of the new Miracles deck, because counterable removal, like Massacre and Chain of Vapor or Fatal Push, doesn't line up all that well against a deck filled to the brim with counterspells that then resolves a Canonist. Because, yeah, for obvious reasons, we can't go discard into removal on the same turn. And splashing green also allows us the benefit of Sanded Swarm. Sort of stocked up on Graveyard Hate because I expect to face a lot of Reanimator. But yeah, enough of that. Let us jump into the first match here. We have won the dice roll. And let us choose to be on the play. This is a perfectly keepable hand. It doesn't allow us a turn 1 Empty the Warrens, because we would need a red or a black card to imprint on the Chrome Mox, and the only 2 red and black cards we have are the ones we need to cast. But still, we get to turn 1 Ponder, and then possibly see what we can do on turn 2. Depends on what we're up against, obviously. But let's, seeing as it's doable here, let's fetch Basic Island. We can then go Basic Swamp. And the next turn, we don't want to go Basic Swamp, though. Actually, we would want to go... Actually, I don't think we can actually do Basic Island if we want to be able to do the Empty the Warren Stark Ritual next turn. So let's just go for the Underground Sea here. The reason being that we still can't, like, imprint a black card necessarily. Yeah, I think this works. Let's put Tarn at the bottom, then Dark Ritual, then Ponder, because we won't, like, get crushed by a Blind Therapy on Dark Ritual, for instance. Let's see what we're up against. Plains. That's promising. It could be the new Miracles deck, in which case it's not so good. Unless, I mean, if they might not Force of Will. I mean, they might. If they have Force, then it's not so good. But we're actually... Nah, alright. We're all good. Alright, so it's either Miracles or it is Death and Taxes. So what I want to do now is I want to, I guess, play a land. That needs to fetch out volcanic island. So let's just do that now. And then let's Chromox imprinting the preordain. And then let's ponder and see if we can find like a and let's see if we can find a Cabal Therapy. We don't find it, and we don't find another castable spell, which leads me to want to shuffle. Whew, we get lucky. So let's say Stoneforge Mystic, assuming it is Death and Taxes. That is sort of one card that could muck us up here. Where to go? Stoneforge Mystic. Oh, we hit twice. Sweet. It won't matter now. Flicker Wisp. Let's make 12. And let's not flashback the therapy in case, what do I know? They draw a Stoneforge and it somehow ends up mattering, but I'm sure it won't. So this is Death and Taxes. Yeah, they concede. Sweet. Alright. So for this matchup, we have the 2 Massacre. We have a Chain of Vapor and some number of Abrupt Decay. Not 3. I'm not boarding in 6 cards here, but these are the ones to consider. So let's see. What don't we necessarily want here? Well, the discard spells are quite lackluster. So we can board out 3 Duress. Therapy can still be nice. I mean, Duress is so poor because it doesn't take their creatures, but like Therapy can still nab like a Thalia. So let's board out at least 1 Therapy though, because we have so much removal and that sort of overlaps. I guess I only want 1 Decay. So we've boarded in 1 Chain, 1 Decay, and 2 Massacre. Let's see how that spins. That's funny. I just played this matchup in paper earlier today, and I lost because sometimes you lose the die roll and don't have discard, and they just have turn 2 Thalia. This is a great hand, so let's keep this. We just need them to play Plains, ideally, and then we need to hit like a Lineside Diamond. Oh well, Caracas is not Plains, so that's not so good. Jeez. So let's just play the Delta and pass. We have to assume that they're going to be playing out a Hate Bear now. There's the beautiful Plains, thank you. Thalia, alright. If we don't draw land here, we might be good to do something. Let's see here, we have 2 lands, 3 petals. We have to spend 1 mana to cast Massacre through Thalia, so we will have 1 land, 4 petals. That's 4 mana. That's 5 mana with the Cabal Ritual if we don't have Threshold, which we won't, depending on what Probe shows us. But yeah, I think we go for it here. And let's get Underground Sea, because we can sort of afford. We can't play around Wasteland anyways. If they have Wasteland, they're gonna take the Volcanic, so we're gonna lose 1 land, and we have so many petals that can make black mana. So I guess the risk of this play here, we could also just go like land go, Volcanic go, and then we could, like, if they have a second Hate Bear, that's great. But who knows, they might go Prelate into 4, which would suck. And also, what was I thinking? Yeah, no, I mean, those would be the reasons to not wait. The reasons to wait is that we might whiff on the Probe, draw into another land, or another Infernal Tutor, or something that we can't really cast, and then they might just have more Hate Bears. But let's go ahead. Alright, so just not a land, please. So they have nothing else though. That's pretty good. They have the Wasteland, and they have a Batter Skull and a Flicker Wisp and a Caracas and a Cavern. Alright, come on. Oh, beautiful. Alright, so that's a very nice and clean win. So let's see. We can even get to Threshold. The way we do that is we sack all the Lotus Petals. And we then tap here, and we cast the Infernal Tutor, maintaining priority. Then we cast the Cabal Ritual, and then we sack the LED for a red. The LED makes it 7, so now Cabal Ritual resolves, and the Infernal Tutor resolves, and we can just get another Tutor and Tendrils for the win. Yep. Sweet. Nice and clean. So we got lucky there. We probed into the perfects, basically, but there were a lot of cards that would have been good for us there, like any other ritual is pretty awesome at that point. Alright, well that was quick and dirty, just the way we like it against Death and Taxes, and yeah. Like I said, like I was saying, it's a losable matchup for sure. I don't think anyone who claims that either of these two decks is like a big favorite against the other is right. I think Storm is favored. I've played a lot of Death and Taxes, just to put that in there. So not to say like I know what I'm talking about, but just to say I'm not necessarily coming from a point of extreme bias towards my deck, or you know what I mean. So I've really I have a lot of love for Death and Taxes. I love the deck, but I would always prefer to be on the side of Storm if I had to choose. But I don't think it's by a lot. And it's definitely a losable matchup for sure, much more so than some of the other quote-unquote like non-blue fair decks that we can face. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, and I will be back with the rest of this league. Bye-bye.